Hello, Matthias, and welcome to the conference. I hope you enjoyed the experience so far.
Hi.
So in this new technology age, we're not experiencing just the onset of AI, but also other types of technology such as digital currency, blockchain. So what do you see as having the most compatible crossover with AI going forward?
Well, it's hard to say. I think there's basically nothing that wouldn't have a crossover with AI, because AI is here to stay, and AI is here to revolutionize basically every bit and piece of a bank or any large organization. Personally, I almost have an obsession for real-time data. So you hear me talk about Kafka, real-time streaming, about such things, right? But this is only a tiny niche in this whole adventure to put more and more AI into the business context, right? Because eventually it's not just technology that is cool. Yeah, we've seen one of these technologies recently, where the hype was really high, but it was really a bit of a problem to see mass adoptions of it. But with AI, the thing is, the hype couldn't be big enough, I think.
Let's say we have an AI as a financial advisor. What do you think is the bigger challenge? Actually training that model to make good decisions on behalf of the customers, or getting the customers to trust the AI advisor?
Well, I think the problems are all along the way, right? So first of all, what is a good decision? So specifically machine learning, so let's not talk about only AI, but in machine learning, the better you can describe a problem, the easier the machine can solve it, right? Whereas something like financial well-being is such a broad term, it's so vaguely defined, that it's actually hard to come up with some automation or some solution here. Of course, also the acceptance of people is probably a problem, right? We don't know yet, because we don't have any solutions out where I would really say these are game-changing, right? There's a lot of good experiments from us, but of course also from other banks worldwide, but nothing where I would say that's the revolution, right? We still have to wait for that. But I'm very optimistic that the customers will actually like that. We know, for example, that's a very interesting finding, that when people talk to humans, which is good, but there's a lot of people who feel pressured into sales, right? So you go into a branch, the advisor recommends you something, and people immediately get this, hey, they wanna do hard sales on me, right? Whereas we know that when this is done digitally, although it still comes from us, that people might react to that in a totally different way. So it's strange to say, it's paradox, but they trust the machine to be more transparent, or to be less biased into something. That's quite interesting. There's a third problem I think I should mention, and that's of course regulation. So in our industry, we're very much constrained by various regulations, be it banking secrecy, privacy, all of these things. And so you cannot get that out of the equation.
And we just touched upon the industry. What would you say are the other main challenges of introducing AI within the financial sector globally, let's say?
Well, I think banks are pretty far in certain processes. So people not having any touch to the financial industry are usually surprised when I tell them what we're already capable to do. So think of anti-money laundering or fraud prevention. So these are really professional applications of AI since quite a long time now. Right? For the rest of banking, I think we're probably still far away, especially compared to other industries, because let's say banks usually have lots of legacy, right? It's very hard to move. Again, we have this compliance issue. Also banks are, other than let's say, a typical online retail store, if you imagine something like this, they have a very clear business process, right? They put ads online, they attract people, they click around, search for something, then you have to get payments and delivery right. That's basically the flow. With banks, it's far more complex. Personally, this is why I like to work in a bank, because I love complexity, or I love to manage complexity.
And looking at you now, what excites you the most about this upcoming AI age that we are living in now, and then in the near future as well? What developments?
I can't even say, right? Here at the conference today, just today, I've seen stuff I couldn't imagine. I try to keep up with the pace of development, and of course I read stuff online, I watch videos, but still today my mind got blown away by some things I've seen here at the conference. So if you ask me what excites me, I can't even tell you, right? So probably it's this promise that when you're here at this point in time working on such a thing, right? The promise is you will not get bored, right? There's so much to do, there is so much to learn, and there are so many opportunities to come up that it's just exciting.
Thank you for your insights. I do hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Cool, thanks.